someone comes out and they says, hey, let's play follow the leader. You say, okay. And the person that wants to play the game says, I'll lead first, right? Everybody wants to be a leader. And the object in that game is for the person leading to do something, and the rest of the people follow. And we have a tendency today to latch onto and to follow people. We follow things. We follow systems, right? And so I want to look at a story today. Of where someone calls people to follow. And we're just going to look at three things out of this. Who we're talking about is Jesus. Okay? We're looking at the book of Mark today. We're looking at Mark chapter 1, verse 16. Mark my words. We're going to look at the words of Jesus this morning. I'm going to read this here. It says, one day, as Jesus was walking along the shore of the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and his brother Andrew throwing a net into the water, for they fished for a living. Jesus called out to them, come, follow me, and I will show you how to fish for people. And they left their nets at once and followed him. A little further up the shore, Jesus saw Zebedee's sons, James and John, in a boat repairing their nets. He called them at once, and they also followed him, leaving their father Zebedee in the boat with the hired men. So these men are there. They're fishermen. This is their job. This is their employment. I'm going to pick on him because he's up here. Andrew works for the railroad, so he would be out working on a rail. Jesus would come and say, come, follow me. I work for the county. Jesus would come and say, come, follow me. I'm making these examples because when Jesus comes to you, he's coming to you and he's inviting you to join him. He invites us to follow him. Ordinary, average people living their lives day to day. We get up, we go to work, we take care of our children, right? We pay our bills, we mow the lawn. Just everyday tasks. These men were doing everyday tasks. They were actually at work. And Jesus comes and calls them. He invites them. I want us to think about this for a moment. We're here for a reason. We're interested in a relationship with Jesus, or we have a relationship with Jesus, and we know who he is. We know that he died for our sins and he was resurrected. And he comes to us and he says, follow me. He's inviting us to spend more time with him. He's inviting us to do everyday life with him. The next thing I want us to see here is that not only does Jesus invite us to follow him, but Jesus calls us from where we are. And I kind of want to go over this, and people, I've said this before, and people say, well, yeah, that's pretty obvious, but I want us to think about it for a minute. Calling us from where we are means we don't have to change before we follow Jesus. We don't have to change before Jesus invites us into a relationship and to follow him. I have people that I talk to all the time. I have a friend. I worked with him for 8 or 10 years. We've been friends for 15 years. He will serve at the local pantry. He will do that 3 times a week. You invite him to church. And he says, oh, I've got such a bad past. I've got such a horrible life. If I went into church, it would fall down. I need to change some things before I do that, or before I have a relationship with Jesus. The object isn't to change things before you begin that relationship. The object is to begin that relationship. Begin following Jesus and allow him to make the changes in your life. That's why we say become. You belong to a community, you begin a relationship with Jesus, and the becoming more like Christ comes from him living through you. It's not about you changing anything, except for making the choice to follow Jesus. And so the last thing I want us to look at is Jesus calls us with a plan in mind. Now, I know we've talked about before about how we all have plans. We all have our own plans. We all have our own schedules. We know what we want to do. And we've talked about how Jesus can change those plans as we're going along. But you know, this same friend that I've been talking about, he says, you know what? I don't think God can do anything with me. I just don't know what he's got planned for me. I don't see where I could be any good for him. You know, I don't understand how that can be used at all. But this is Jesus in this text. I'm going to read this again. Jesus calls out to them, "Come, follow me, and I will show you how to fish for people." He had a purpose for these men before he even called them, before he even came to them and invited them to follow him. He knew what their purpose was. And you know, I struggle with this sometimes. I'm going to be honest. I struggle with this because I think I know what my purpose should be. Oh, I see a lot of heads. I think I know what my purpose should be. But God knows what my purpose is. And my relationship with Christ will show me what my purpose is, because there was a purpose before he invited me in relationship with him, before he invited me to follow him. You see, it's not hard for us to make our own plan. It is not hard for us to make our own plan. But it is difficult for God's plan to work when we do that. And so I'm gonna make it real easy here. I'm gonna make it real simple. I've got one final question for you. Jesus is inviting you to follow today. He's inviting you to follow. And so the question is, will you? The invitation is there. Will you follow? I'm going to ask you right now just to bow your heads for a moment. I want us to think about this question. I want us to think about the excuses that we use. I'm not good enough. I don't know what God can do for me. I'm not ready. I need to change some things. And I want us to set all those aside. And I would like for us to concentrate today on Jesus saying, "Come, follow me, and I will make you." It's not under our own power. I'm going to pray for us, but before I do, if there's anyone here that wants to begin that relationship, that wants to begin following, that wants to know what God's plan is for them, you can raise your hand and stand. You can come to the front. If you're not that outgoing and you want to see one of us afterwards, we have a place that we could pray with you, we can talk to you. is invited, will you answer? Lord, we thank you for the Spirit this morning. God, we thank you for those that are here to celebrate you with us, Lord, to worship you, to serve you. God, we pray that you will continue to speak to us through the rest of today and through the week. God, help us to be clear in our minds that this is an open invitation from you to be in relationship with you, to follow you in your footsteps, Lord, and to become more like you.
Thank you, Pastor Wade, for the challenge. As our ushers come forward to take an offering, just a few announcements. This week we have a men's group on Thursday night. If you're interested, 6:30 we'll be meeting and going through a video study, talking, just working through some things. What else? Anything else this week? Coming up?
We have the picnic coming up.
Picnic, July 14th on Sunday after service. It's a cookout, just the time to hang out, cook some food, and just get to know each other. So stay after for that. There's a sign-up sheet in the back. We're going to cook like all the meat and stuff like that. So
More details if you want to see me. But
yeah, and then I'll pray for us. We'll take offering and worship as we go. God, thank you for today, and thank you for all that you do. We just ask that you would continue to guide us and help us to make a daily decision. Every day it's a decision to follow you, not just a one-time decision, but every day we choose to follow and take a step forward, and we ask that you would guide us and direct us this week. Amen.
there's no space. There's no space that his love can't reach. There's no place where we can't find peace. There's no end to amazing grace. Take me in with your arms spread wide. Take me in like an orphan child. Never let go, never leave my side. I am holding on to you. I am holding on to you. In the middle of the storm, I'm holding on. I am. Sing I am one more time. I am holding on to you. I am holding on to you. In the middle of the storm, I'm holding on. I am. Hey, God bless you all. Be sure to say hello to someone before you leave. Have a great week.
I was